Hey everyone, thank you for watching. Today's video I'm excited to do is going to be a trying new makeup. So I'm going to share with you how I got this look here. I have a bunch of new products that I tried out today. From Urban Decay, they just came out with a new all-nighter primer. This is their Longwear Foundation Grip Primer. I also received an amazing PR package from Charlotte Tilbury, and I'm so excited to use some of her new Pillowtalk items, including the Pillowtalk Instant Eye Palette. I have a Cheek to Chic blush. I have an eyeliner. I also have this highlighter, the Beauty Light Wand from Charlotte Tilbury, so I'm really excited about that. I also have a few products that I hauled most recently in my Sephora haul. So from Fenty Beauty, I have the new Full Frontal Mascara. This is a little mini of it. And then I do have some new products on my lips from Pat McGrath, a lip liner, and Lawless Beauty, a lipstick. So if you're curious to see my first thoughts on these products and how I got this look here, let me go ahead and get started. Hello? Okay, I'm going to get started on the face. I'm super curious to try out this primer. I know a lot of you have requested that I try out this primer. This is from Urban Decay. This is their all-nighter face primer, a Longwear Foundation Grip to prep, smooth, perfect. This is $36. It says, like a stage 5 clinger, all-night face primer grips your foundation and won't want to let go. Our lightweight formula goes on sheer to perfect your skin, leaving it feeling smooth, hydrated, and slightly lifted. So this is what the primer looks like. And so it just has a pump on it. Pump some into my hands. Okay, so it's kind of like a little bit more on the clear, like clear white side. Go ahead and run that in with my fingers and see what we think. I feel like I can tell that it feels a little bit tacky, maybe not as much as the Milk Hydro Grip Primer. I know a lot of people are wondering about the comparisons between the two. I don't feel like my skin feels as like almost like sticky as when I use the Milk, and I feel like I can tell that it helped with a little bit with my pores right in this area, which is never a bad thing. So that's good. I'm going to use just a favorite foundation of mine. This one is from Pat McGrath, the Skin Fetish Sublime Foundation. I have the shade Light Medium 10. So I want to use a foundation, since I have a new primer, I want to use a foundation that I know, and I know how well it lasts and everything, to get an idea instead of using something a little bit newer. I'm just going to use my Ofra Sponge for today. I did also pick up the Tati Beauty Blendiful recently too. I have a video on YouTube with it. I also have a video on Instagram with it if you're curious about my thoughts or seeing it used. But I did wash it the other night and it's still like slightly damp, and I think that you want it to be pretty dry, and then I would have to wash it again and then pack it. I'm filming this on Monday. I leave tomorrow afternoon to go to Vegas and I want to bring it with me, so I didn't want it to be wet in my makeup bag, if that makes sense. Usually with the Milk primer, I have to let it sit for like literally like 5 minutes to sink in. Otherwise I feel like my foundation kind of pills up. But I'm just gonna go ahead and try the foundation and see what we think, and see if maybe it has that same issue. But I also feel like because my face doesn't seem as sticky with the Milk one, that maybe we won't have that happen. So off the bat I can tell that it's not doing the same thing that that Milk primer does, which is good, because I really do like the Milk Hydro Grip Primer, because I do feel like it does a good job of helping makeup be long wearing. But sometimes it's just a little bit more on the finicky side. You just gotta pay attention to how it is you're using it and make sure you really let it sink into the skin before you come in with your foundation. Otherwise it kind of messes things up. So far so good. I'm pretty happy with that. I will leave a pinned comment with everything that's a first impression. I'll leave a pinned comment to kind of go through how I think everything lasted throughout the day, and then I will come back to review everything that I'm trying out for the first time also. I'm just going to go ahead and use from Charlotte Tilbury the Vanish Concealer, and then also her Airbrush Flawless Finish Powder. I don't have any new ones, but I've really been liking this one from Charlotte Tilbury. I've been using it quite a bit. I think it does a really good job of erasing dark circles and also just brightening on the under eyes. I want to see I feel like it makes such a big difference. I also want to see if, as I'm applying more products, if I start to have any of that like pilling up factor kind of happen here. For my bronzer, I'm going to use this Capri Coast from Becca Cosmetics. I included this one in my project pan that I'm doing for 2020. That video has gone up, so if you want to see the products that I'm attempting to use up, including another bronzer. It's 3 years in a row I'm trying to pan a bronzer. We'll see if it works, but I will go ahead and link that one in the description box. Coming back over to a new product, I have this here from Charlotte Tilbury. I am so excited to try this out. This is the Pillowtalk Cheek to Chic blushes. It says Swish and Glow Blusher. Okay, that's what I was trying to say instead of just blush, but I am so excited. I have wanted to try one of these from Charlotte Tilbury for so long. They're kind of expensive for a blush. It's $40, and I don't know, it's always been on my list. I'm like, maybe one day, like I've talked about Charlotte Tilbury being a brand that is, you know, more expensive. So when I'm purchasing from the brand, it's like I purchase one thing at a time. And then a few months later, maybe I can purchase another thing. So this has always been on my list, but Charlotte sent, my girlfriend, she sent such an amazing PR package. I about lost it this morning when the box showed up and I opened it up and I just saw Pillowtalk on the box. I was like, no way, no way. And when I saw this, I just, oh man, oh, it's really beautiful. Oh, that's really beautiful. Okay, so you technically do have two different colors around here, and you can swirl it or use them separately. Oh, this is just, okay. So it says to swish outer shade across the cheekbones and then pop the glow onto the cheeks and cheekbones and temples. Okay, got it. So let me see. I'm gonna do just like a little, ooh, it's very, very soft. Ooh, okay. So I really like this kind of darker tone for a blush. And then the lighter one here. I feel like with this particular duo, it'd be a little bit hard with brushes, but I have this one here. The brush I used for bronzer was also part of the Makeup by Mario set. I picked up the complexion set from Sephora. I think this one is now also sold out, but I have been really liking the brushes. So I'm just gonna take this smaller one and kind of like tap it around the edges there. Okay, this looks to be very pigmented. I just kind of like lightly tapped the blush in there, but that definitely has that is a lot of pigment. Wow, okay. That is like an instant flush. So then I'm just gonna tap a little bit right on that glow side. And then also just mix it in with that first shade. I gave a really pretty sheen also. Whew. Okay, so I'm just gonna take my sponge and just kind of tap over the blush because that was really, really pigmented. I don't know if I'm like surprised, but that's very beautiful. If you love blush, dang. I guess I can understand why like so many people seem to recommend these or have them. Like I just see them used so often. So I want one for so bad. So that was a really exciting moment for me. Okay. Let's just move on. Before I move over to my eyes, I'm actually going to spray my face using some of the Urban Decay All Nighter. This is the cherry one that came out in the collection. And then I'm going to do my brows off camera, and then we will start in with the eye look. I'm back, and I'm going to use this eyeshadow palette from Charlotte Tilbury. And I'm so excited. This is the Instant Eye Palette in Pillowtalk. I talked about this one in Will I Buy It a couple weeks ago when it was first announced, and I said that I thought it was beautiful, but these palettes run for $75, and that is very pricey. So inside it has this like plastic flap here, but this is what the palette looks like. And even though it's beautiful, and even though I said, you know, I think all of these shades would call to me, I think at that time I had purchased maybe like 3 eyeshadow palettes, or I had a few others that I was planning to purchase, and I was like, should I really do it? And I was able to talk myself out of it, but I'm really excited to have this. I'm not gonna lie to you. Just like with her Instant Eye palettes, it's divided into 4 different trios here. So we have Day, Desk, Date, and Dream. And I really feel like the Day section is really calling to me. I just wanted to do something today that was maybe a little bit softer. Obviously, like, I'm a big fan of neutrals, of course, and that's why I think this one is so beautiful. But I do like that you do have some deeper options at the end with kind of the darker pink and then the darker browns in the date and dream section. You could easily, you know, create a beautiful look with some of the trios, or just like obviously mix and match around the whole thing. You do get a mirror with it also. My eyes immediately went to the mauve shade here, the last one in the day column. So I'm just gonna go ahead and take a blending brush. This is the Dimension Designer from the Doll 10 Makeup Molly brush set. Highly recommend this one. And I'm just going to start by putting this one into my crease and on the outer part of the eye. That actually has more pigment than I was thinking right off the bat. That's fantastic. I actually thought this was going to be maybe a little bit softer. Wow, that was a lot more pigmented off the bat than I was expecting for this one. It does blend out easily too. I'm just gonna add a little bit more here and blend it once again. I'm really impressed with this shade right off the bat, and this is really beautiful. I mean, honestly, for very quick looks, a lot of times I'll just do one matte kind of all over, and this could easily be that shade, because I think this is beautiful. I've tried the Instant Eye palettes in the past from Charlotte. I've tried two other ones, both that came out around holiday time. And the one the first year I wasn't as big of a fan of. The one that I think it would have been 2 holidays ago, I liked it more. I think it was more shade selection wise that I liked it, but I mean, I've only used one shade, so it's like, how much can you really say of this last shade in the Dream section, the last shade in the palette, and a smaller blending brush. This is the Sigma E25. I wasn't expecting to use this deeper shade, but that mauve just had more of an oomph than I was expecting, so I feel like I need to do something a little bit deeper out here also. So I'm just going to tap that shade along the outer part of my eye and then blend that in. The shade that immediately called to me was the next one in the day section, so the second one in the palette here. I'm going to take a flat shader from the Moda Metallics line. I'm first going to use my brush dry and see how I like it, see if I feel like I need to add in a setting spray, and I'm going to press this mostly on the inner part of my eye and just kind of tap it all around. That looks really beautiful too, even with a dry brush. I bet the I think the intensity would go up with a damp brush. But again, I was my initial goal was something just a little bit softer today. Kind of Valentine's Day, if you will. I mentioned once that I kind of forget about Valentine's Day because my mind goes from New Year's to the Super Bowl and I forget about Valentine's Day, but I also don't want to talk about the Super Bowl right now, okay? I'd rather just think about Valentine's Day. When your team gets that close, I'm a Green Bay fan, when your team gets that close, one game away, it's almost harder than if they were eliminated in the regular season. It just, ooh, man. Okay, that's really beautiful. I'm not gonna use the setting spray, and I think that shade looks gorgeous. Something about, I don't know, this eye look, and I'm really feeling on the blush. I really do like the foundation. I think that it paired really nicely with that primer too, which has me excited. I feel like I'm trying to look like one of Charlotte Tilbury's models because they're all just like insanely beautiful, and when I see eye looks done on them, or any looks, I mean eye, face, whatever it may be, I'm just like, I want to look like that. You're so beautiful. And that's what I feel like I'm attempting to do right now. Like I'm trying. I'm giving it my all. Never afraid to just do shimmers up in the crease. And they always have really, I should have done like really bold brows or something, because I feel like I see a lot of bold brows on the models too, and I'm like, beautiful. I'm gonna use the same brush and just flip it around, and I'm gonna take the first shade in the palette and just kind of like hit the inner part of my eye with it, like not bringing it in too much, but just kind of hitting right in that area. Just kind of brightens it up a little bit. I'm really enjoying that. I'm going to pause to do my eyeliner. So they also sent the Pillowtalk eyeliner. It says blendable and long lasting. I've never used a Charlotte Tilbury eyeliner, but when I saw this, I was like, okay, I will give that a shot. So packaging kind of reminds me a bit of the lip liners too. And then, ooh, so that's a little bit darker. I still think it'll, like, I think that it'll go well with this eye look. So I'm just gonna go ahead and add this to my waterline. It is nice and creamy and like no tugging on my waterline, which is good. It shows up right away. Finish up the lower lash line. I wanted to use my Wayne Goss brush that I got in my Beautylish bag. This is the 05 pencil brush. And I think I want to do, because it's very pink, sometimes with very pink eyes, and especially because the lip liner has, it's kind of like a burgundy touch to it. If I do too much pink sometimes, I feel like it looks a little bit like sickly sometimes. So I like to mix in a bit of brown too. So I'm going to use the first matte shade, and then also I think I'm going to mix it with the second one in the date column. Just see what kind of mixture that gives us. Ooh, the brush is nice and soft. I like that because it's still pink and I still think it ties in with the look, but I like that that matte brown just kind of gives it a little extra something. And then for the inner corner and brow bone, I'm going to come back into the first shade in the palette and take another pencil brush and just tap this on. I mean, I've just done one look with it, but I was really impressed with this palette. I was really impressed at how smooth the mattes were and how easy they were to blend. And I think that shimmers, both the shimmers that I used are really beautiful, even with a dry brush, because I know not everyone wants to use a damp brush. So far so good. And I did like the Wayne Goss brush and also the eyeliner, so woohoo. Okay, for my mascara, I'm going to use this little one here from Fenty Beauty. This is the Full Frontal Volume Lift and Curl Mascara. This was one of the bonus offers at Sephora when I did my most recent haul, and I was actually waiting for this to become available, and then I was going to place my order. And so when I saw this was a bonus offer and it was still available, because sometimes they go away, I was like, ah, score. So this has the like double-sided brush. One side is really flat, and then one side is a little bit more rounder, I guess. Okay, so those are my lashes with one coat. Normally with all mascaras, I will do two. So I was using more of the flat edge there, so I'm going to go ahead and turn the brush to kind of the larger side and do a second coat. I'm actually really impressed right now. I feel like that second coat really made a big difference. It definitely gave, like, it just made me look like I have more lashes. Definitely more voluminous. Ooh, so far so good on the Fenty mascara. And mascara is one of these weird things that sometimes I forget that when I use the mascara for the first time, I'm not always like blown away. I feel like a lot of mascaras have this, I don't know, this property, this attribute that they need to be opened a little bit before you really start to like get the full potential of them. So there's a lot of times where I try a mascara for the first time and I'm like, oh, I don't know, it seems fine. And then I'll try it for like the third or fourth time and I'll be like, what? This is great. But I feel like this one is looking very promising right off the bat. So I mean, hopefully that doesn't mean by the third or fourth time I'm like, ew, no, I don't like this mascara anymore. I'm really impressed. I can definitely tell such a difference with the larger side of the brush. That's what really brought out the volume and just like looking like my lashes have like tripled in number here. So far, so good. Sometimes the problem with mini mascaras, it can be kind of hard with the wand being so small, but I feel like I did a pretty good job. And I feel like even though this is really tiny, I'll be able to get enough uses out of it to know, is it worth it to purchase the full size? And so far so good. I'm impressed with this one. So I also have a highlight from the Pillowtalk collection, but I forgot that it's more of like a cream liquid highlight, so hopefully this will be okay. But this is the Pillowtalk Beauty Light Wand. It says Easy Highlighter in the shade Pillowtalk. So these run for $38. I've been curious about these myself. I've actually been almost more interested in the bronzers that come out like this. I've seen a lot of people talk about their bronzers. I know Ashley Clady really likes it too. So I've had that one flagged for about forever. Again, just one of those products that I'm like, oh, maybe one day. But so this is what the highlighter looks like. So you squeeze it up and then it comes onto here. And then I have to decide, do I want to just do that? Do I want to put it on my hand? So it just says gently squeeze to release product. Oh, twist to open. Oh, okay, so it actually says off and on here. So you have to twist. Okay, that makes sense. I get that. I like that. So let me see. I'm actually just going to squeeze some onto my hand first just to get an idea. I feel like that's like an Instagram worthy moment. Oh, okay. So this definitely has a pinky tone to it, which makes sense because it's Pillowtalk, so I get it. Now I just have to decide how I want to apply this. I'm very nervous right now. Cream liquid products make me a little nervous. I think I want to do it with my sponge. I feel like I would be more comfortable because something about just putting it right on my face kind of freaks me out. So I'm just going to go ahead and grab my sponge again and pick some up and just kind of lightly press it on my face. I like to start small and work my way up. I'm not the best with cream and liquid products. This came out a lot quicker than I was expecting it to. Like, I don't know why I was expecting to like be here forever trying to squeeze it up, but it actually comes out really easily, so that's nice. Okay, I'm trying to be a little bit more aggressive here, a little bit more forward with the highlight, okay? Ooh. Really pretty. This is one of those, like, it does look very natural, and I do like more of like a bling bling highlight, or like I like to say, but something about this one, especially like, I kind of put it in the C motion around here, it just looks, it looks like I'm trying to be a Charlotte Tilbury model. Boom, nailed it. That's what this highlight looks like to me. I actually like this way more than I thought I was going to. This has been really successful so far, and wow, that makes me really happy because you never know when you're sitting down to do first impressions. You just don't know how things are going to turn out, and I like this a lot. I like putting it on my hand first instead of just going right in. And I kind of take the sponge and diffuse it a little bit too. I showed that in my Tati Beauty video also, because I was using the Blendiful to, kind of diffuse on my hand first before I bring it onto my face. It looks beautiful. And I was worried because, I've already done so much of my makeup, and I just powdered my my under eyes where I put the concealer. I didn't powder my whole face this time. Kind of just want to get an idea a little bit for the primer too. So there's that, but that looks really, really nice. Okay, I'm going to be a little bit brave and add some to the nose too. Sometimes I skip this with liquids and creams because I get a little bit nervous, but I'm going to do it because I think that's beautiful. And look, that to me is a step above natural, okay? Ooh, I'm excited. I'm having a good time right now. Woo, okay, so yeah, this is great. Okay, next we just have the lips. So we're just gonna finish it off with the lips. So I'm gonna go ahead and take my little cat ears off. Okay, so eloquently throw them to the ground. I didn't mean for that to happen. So for my lip combo, I purchased these two in my most recent Sephora haul also. I have the Pat McGrath contour lip liner, and then from Lawless Beauty, this is the Fawn Lipstick. This is a new product to Lawless. I feel like it's gonna go with this combination we have going on right now, so I'm gonna go ahead and do the lip liner first. Okay. I like that. I like the color. It was very smooth to apply. Felt really nice. You guys might know I love my Charlotte Tilbury lip liners. I have quite a few of them. I've purchased most of them myself, and I really, really like them. So I'm curious to see who I'm gonna like more, Pat or Charlotte. One girlfriend of mine versus another girlfriend of mine. Who's gonna win? Why do I keep throwing things? God, It's not what I'm meaning to do. I'm so sorry. Okay, so now I'm gonna take from Lawless Beauty. This is the Fawn Lipstick, and see how this combo looks. Oh yeah, this is like perfect for this look. Oh. This was a good day. This was a good one. I'm super happy right now. That lip color is really beautiful. These say that they are a satin lipstick, so I was assuming they would be maybe a little bit more shiny, like a little bit more shiny, satiny type of finish. But I could tell even as I was applying it that it almost felt a little bit more matte, and I just really, really like the way this looks. I'm really digging the color. I only picked up one because $20 is more expensive for a lipstick, so I initially was thinking about grabbing two if maybe they were like 20 bucks or somewhere in there. So I just got the one shade, and Fawn is beautiful. I love it with the contour lip liner. I mean, I don't often feel like a makeup genius, but I'm feeling pretty good about myself today. I really like the way this look came out. I'm really impressed with so many of these products. This is fantastic. So to run through everything new that I tried, the Urban Decay All Nighter Face Primer. You know, honestly, it's a long wear. You know, it's supposed to help make your makeup long wearing. I don't know. I've only been sitting down for, you know, an hour or two at this point, but I'll definitely leave a pinned comment, let you know what I think about it. But I will say off the bat, it seemed more user-friendly than the Milk Makeup Hydro Grip. So if this still helps with, you know, keeping your foundation on longer, I will be really excited about that. The Cheek to Chic, so excited to try these out. These were more pigmented than I was thinking. You guys kind of saw me like, I don't know if I would say I would panicked for a moment, but I was like, oh boy, but really beautiful. And I'm glad that you don't have to like work for the blush with it being so expensive. Like you don't have to work for it. You get the two different shades, which I really enjoy. So far, really happy with this one also. And then the highlighter, I'm so stoked. I did not think I would be that excited for this highlight, but I forgot that you have to click it to off. Okay, so I clicked it to off. I did not think I would be that excited for this highlighter, and I really am. I might have gone a little bit overboard actually, but I don't care because I think that this is beautiful. I love the Pillowtalk shade. That was really gorgeous. And then the Pillowtalk eyeshadow palette, really happy right now. I can't wait to use some more of it. I think these shades, I mean, they obviously all really speak me. But I think that this is beautiful, and I really enjoyed the way the eyes came out. Fenty Beauty mascara, really impressed with off the bat too. I think that makes my lashes look really, really nice. So excited to try this out more. And then my lip combo I think is beautiful, and I'm really happy with both the products. Like, I really like the way my makeup looks right now. I like the way my face makeup looks. I like my eyes. I like my lips. I am pretty excited at this moment, if you couldn't get that impression. So everything that I used will be linked down below. Again, you can check my pinned comment for further thoughts. I'll come back to review everything as soon as I have reviews ready to go. But what do you guys think? Do you guys like this makeup look? What were some of the products that I used that kind of got you most excited? Or if you picked any of these up, please do let me know. But other than that, that is going to wrap it up for this video. If you guys did enjoy it, make sure to give it a thumbs up. I hope that you also consider subscribing before you go, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.